Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd Family part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. I have a very humorous, fantastic story to tell you coming up here at the end of the video, so please stay tuned for that. Quick reminder about tomorrow night's show. I know I've mentioned it, I guess, 5 times already about it being in Greenville. Well, the show is still on. We're still having it. Good evening, Kevron. It'll still be the same promotion, same company, same wrestlers, and the same matches I mentioned the other day, but it's not going to be in Greenville. It's going to be at the SWA building in East Denali, Georgia. So hopefully I'll still see all of you tomorrow night at 244 Livestock Road, East Denali, Georgia. Doors open at 6 o'clock, and bell time will be 7 o'clock. Still TV taping. Nothing's changed except for the venue. But this past Sunday in the world of NASCAR, we had the Straight Talk Wireless 400 from Homestead, Miami Speedway. And I wish they would just call that Homestead and quit calling it Homestead, Miami. I know that it's just outside of Miami, so that's why it's called Homestead, but they call it Atlanta Motor Speedway, and it's not in Atlanta, it's in Hampton, but they don't call that Atlanta Hampton, they call it Atlanta. So either call it Miami or call it Homestead. Stop calling it Homestead, Miami. It drives me up the wall. Kyle Larson got his first win of the season, followed by Alex Bowman, Darrell Wallace Jr., Chase Briscoe, Denny Hamlin, Chris Buescher, AJ Allmendinger, Tyler Reddick, Ryan Preece, and Justin Haley rounded out the top 10. Now, Ryan Preece is a very lucky man because he's been given not a second chance, but a third chance. Hey there, I'm going to assume it's either Sonny or Sunny. Glad to have you here, and I'm doing fantastic. But Ryan Preece has been given a third chance, and most drivers don't get a second chance. He's been given a third chance by signing with Roush Fenway Keselowski and jumping in that 60 car, and he's already outrunning Brad Keselowski. And the way Ryan Preece is running, he might win a race before this season's over with. And Kyle Larson winning the race. Hey there, Nathan. Glad to have you here. That's his 30th career win. And I know in the grand scheme of things, that's not, top 10, top 15, nothing like that. But he's not done racing yet. And at the rate he's going, he's probably going to wind up winning 55 or 60 races. Because ever since he signed with Hendrick in that 5 car, you can pretty much bank on him winning at least 3, 4 races a year. And he's still just 32, so he should have at least 10 more years left. But you think about how many years he lost driving for Chip Ganassi. You look back on Larson's career and say, what if? If he'd have raced his whole career for Hendrick, he might win 100 plus races. Now, he won't get there now, but he can still get to 60 or 65, and that's still a really good career. And he lost several years driving for Chip Ganassi Racing. And I'm talking about NASCAR for the current time, fixing to change subjects. But this Sunday, back in action. And this race has no sponsor. It's called the NASCAR Cup Series race at Martinsville. It'll be Sunday at 3 o'clock. I just not too long ago finished watching the Craftsman Truck Series race tonight from Martinsville. Then we'll have Xfinity tomorrow and Cup on Sunday. College basketball last night. Alabama defeated BYU 113 to 88. Florida beat Maryland 87-71. Texas Tech over Arkansas 85-83, and Duke over Arizona 100-93. So Alabama, Florida, Texas Tech, and Duke will play again tomorrow. And of course, they win tomorrow. They're down to the final four. I'm going to try to talk about tonight's games tomorrow. I've got a busy day tomorrow, starting bright and early, including the wrestling show tomorrow night. But I have every intention of being on here sometime tomorrow, even if it's late tomorrow night, talking about the games that are happening either right now or the ones that just finished. Alabama shot 51 threes last night, only shot, I think, 15 twos. And I mentioned a few weeks ago that, their head coach doesn't allow 2-pointers unless it's a dunk or a layup. There's no such thing as a mid-range jump shot with Nate Oates. And you too, Sonny. I wish everybody a wonderful tomorrow and the next day as well. But Nate Oates tells his team, you're not going to shoot a 14, 15-foot jump shot for a 2-pointer when you can back up a couple of feet for a 3-pointer. So if you shoot a 2, it's got to be a layup or a dunk. Otherwise, it better be a 3. And you can tell because they just shoot 3 after 3 after 3. So, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is one of the greatest scorers of all time in the NBA, but he couldn't play in Nate Oates' offense because, his sweet spot was that 10 to 12 foot baby hook shot. And with Nate Oates, he'd say, nope, you ain't doing that. So Kareem would have had to either be a dunker or shoot a 3-point hook shot, which would have been just ugly. But if Bama shoots the way they shot last night, and nobody's beating them, but statistics over the years have proven that more than likely you're not going to shoot like that 2 straight games. But if they do, nobody's beating them because when all you do is shoot threes, if you make 25, 30 of them, you're going to win every game you play. And thank you. I appreciate you being so kind. Everybody needs to be that way. There's an old song that says what the world needs now is love, sweet love. So I appreciate that. Quick funny story. I won't talk about names and all that because not many people follow, women's college basketball. And we had proof of that earlier today when they said that South Carolina right now is losing $15 million annually in women's college basketball. And they're the dominant team right now in women's college basketball, and they're losing that kind of money. So imagine what other teams are losing. And it just goes to show that for whatever reason, people just don't care about women's basketball. They never have, and I don't think they ever will. But there's a women's basketball player who used to play for Clemson. She's now transferred to Tennessee, but she wears jersey number 2. And I bring that up because that is a very significant part, an important part of the story. But she has got her a sponsor that's going to sponsor her, and it's a brand of medicine that helps you go to the bathroom in case you can't. And it's real. You can go to her Instagram and her X account and all that and see that it's real. But she put on there that, hey, I've teamed up with so and so because as somebody that wears number 2, I know number 2 is just as important off the court as it is on the court. And that's one of the greatest things of all time. Now I know that it could be a coincidence and it could be it was planned because she wears number 2, but that's just absolutely fantastic. Well, I appreciate you saying that, Sonny, I really do. Hopefully, everybody else appreciates what I'm talking about as well. I really, really appreciate that. So we have college basketball tournament continuing tomorrow. We have my wrestling show, CMW and PWF, in East Denali tomorrow night. We have the Xfinity race tomorrow afternoon, Cup race on Sunday. My family leaves on Monday to go on vacation, so busy, busy, busy few days coming up. Any thoughts on any of this, please feel free to let me know. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. I quit my job as a scuba diving instructor. Deep down, I knew it wasn't for me. And that does it for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of three. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.